just can't sleep because I can feel my balls. I don't know what to do.
What? Welcome to the Panic Button. I'm Jesse.
I'm Nina.
I'm Jesse.
I'm Nina.
I'm Jesse.
And I'm Nina. Today we're reacting to crazy LGBTQ TikToks and tweets.
I won't change your little town. Your own children will. Your children will see us. Your children will love us. And your children will join us.
Do you think that they're asking for children's love because children don't understand things and they think that, like, since they get no love from anyone else, maybe children will love them?
What? I was just thinking he looks like Danny DeVito.
He looks like he cosplayed Cruella de Vil.
Danny DeVito?
Sure. What I said, though, was I think they want children to love them because they receive no love as they are, and they think children are so naive that maybe they'll love them.
You think he just came from a funeral?
I think he's looking for 101 Dalmatians.
Oh. Why so emotional about other people's children?
Because no one will let him have children, so he needs other people's children.
Why is he talking about other people's children, though?
Are you mathing the math that I'm mathing?
What's your mathing?
That he doesn't have kids. For some reason, he wants kids, and probably not the reason most people do. And so he's on the hunt for kids. And since he can't have his own because, like I said, nobody will love him, he's trying to find other people's kids. That way he can collect his 101 Dalmatians.
Do you think...
That's code for children.
Oh, do you think he skins them and wears them?
I don't know.
Like Buffalo Bill?
I don't know what Cruella does with the Dalmatians. I just know that she's on the hunt.
What?
But realistically,
Hold on. What did he say? What did he...
I won't change your little town.
I will change your little...
Children will. Your children will see us. Your children will love us, and your children will join us.
Okay.
Hang on real quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Did you notice the applause, right?
Yeah.
He was like, I will change this little town. They're like, yeah, change the town. And then he was like, your children will love us. And nobody clapped.
Your children
will join us.
Will change your little towns. Which I'm assuming he's referring to small towns that don't accept this stuff.
Right.
Your children will, because they'll see us, because we're going to read books to them in libraries and schools. They'll love us because we'll be so kind and inviting like pedophiles are. I mean, that's how they get close to kids. They're nice to them. They give them candy. They're their best friends. And your children will join us. So they'll be kidnapped.
Yeah.
By Danny DeVito.
Cruella de Vil.
I mean, they're saying it right. They're saying it out loud.
Did you notice the two very regular women standing behind them supporting all these trans things? They're two just regular women. Bingo flaps and all. And no hate because bingo.
But you ever notice how a lot of the women that support this are younger?
These are not younger women.
Well, I mean, they're not 40 or 50.
The woman on the right is absolutely at least 40.
Okay.
The amount of aggression coming off of this is insane.
It's more like
pain. You know what's never going to get
pain.
You know what's never going to get someone to join your side? Aggression, screaming at them, demanding things.
Danny DeVito.
Cruella de Vil, skinning kids. I mean Dalmatians.
He's got that face that but why? I don't find anything lovely about that. Okay, I'm on my bookmarks. These are ones I've never listened to before.
Okie dokie.
Transgenderism attracts childless men who have unhealthy interests in other people's children.
I'm sad.
Let's press play.
Y'all really want to try to say there aren't trans kids? Let me tell you what there aren't. There aren't cis kids. Okay, you telling your child, oh, you're a boy, you're a girl. This is a child. This is a free spirit that has not learned any of that bullshit until you force it on them. So cisness is the wound. Cisness is the delusion. Cisness is the lie. Cisness is the place of pain. Transness is the healing. Transness is the growth. Transness is the truth.
What? Transness is the healing? After the surgeries you need to heal?
You can go down to every last thing and say it's not real. This isn't a pen. We made up the word pen, but really, it's not a pen. You see what I did there? Same thing. This is a hat, but it's not a hat because we decided to call it a hat. What it really is a penguin because I decide what words mean now because I'm a fucking dictionary.
You're a woke dictionary.
Do you know what I mean? That's exactly what's happening here. Just because you want to label it one way or another doesn't make it false or true. The truth of the matter is you are born with bits, and those bits make babies with a certain gender. You can't change your bits. Move on.
First of all,
it doesn't matter what you call it.
Second of all, third of all, no one likes the word cis except for the activists. They found it somewhere and decided to use it, but it's always been used, majority of the time, to put someone down. You know, like it's worse.
In today's usage, cis is a Latin term used to mean on the other side of, which is where it first came to turn to the gender stuff when they were studying the gender stuff, which is the first time it was coined to be like cis as we see it today. But it's not anything besides a made-up word. Like they're saying here, right? No, right?
Right.
Because if they're saying everything's made up, then the word cis is also made up. And so
what is he referring to that is made up? He's referring to cisness. And what is cisness?
And gender to him. Gender restrictions.
What, like boys like blue and girls like pink kind of thing?
Yeah, apparently.
Well, even if we didn't have words and we didn't have meanings to words and all that, boys would still, majority of the time, go towards rough and tumble stuff, and girls would go towards more healing,
compassionate driven areas. Yes.
Yeah.
But what they don't realize,
he's just mad at biology.
I agree, don't put labels on kids, but it's not don't tell kids you're a boy or a girl. You're going to have so many more problems there. It's not tell kids they're trans because that's absolutely stupid.
It's also putting a label on kids.
It's still labeling kids. They come out with a certain bit, and you tell them what bit that is, and that's all it means. It doesn't mean you have to like girls. It doesn't mean you have to like boys. It doesn't mean you like trucks or Barbies. And the fact that you think it does is misogynistic as all fuck.
Transness is what we actually are. We are fluid. We are 70% water. We are God.
Did he just say we? God?
He said we're water and
religion.
we're God.
It's religion.
See, I said made up words. They don't mean anything to
He
this
said
guy.
we.
Nothing.
He said we, meaning he thinks he's transgender.
He thinks we're all transgender and that we're all just like hiding it or ashamed of it or something. Which
but
is
if gender isn't a thing, then transgender can't be a thing. See what I'm saying?
Yes.
So what the fuck? This makes no sense.
I agree.
Okay.
God is change. God is trans. We are trans. You are forcing your kids to be boys and girls. We're saying, be whatever you are, baby. Be free. Be water. Be light. Be sky. Be God. Because guess what?
Get your own kids, bro.
This is how cults start. When they start putting God in the conversation.
And they start going after kids and telling them to get away from their families.
Sounds like a cult.
But he's mentioning God. That would be cult-like.
We are God, and I'm the supreme God, and so you follow me because I tell you what to do, and so therefore you must listen to me explaining how I think transness is, which is how you must think transness is.
Well, I guarantee you he doesn't have kids, but he wants to talk to other people's kids, and a lot of them are like this.
Yeah.
Why? What is their need to insert themselves into other people's children's lives?
Boredom.
They're
superiority.
Trying to save them.
Ego.
Save them.
Complex.
From
big complex.
What they think are evil parents, but they don't know these kids' parents.
Yeah, they think they are, like he said, he thinks he's God. He thinks he's better than everyone else. And he's going to tell you how to think because what? He's God, apparently. And he's water. And you're water, which means that he controls you. Avatar shit. Waterbender. I can control you because you're water.
I feel bad for people who listen to this and actually believe it because they're actually being controlled by a stranger on the internet. Oh. They're being mind-bended by this, whatever. You know, it kind of reminds me of Ducky.
Guess what? That's what we actually are. What we actually are is trans, is change, is love. We're not the ones doing the forcing.
Didn't he just
force his ideas down my throat and then say not to force?
Yeah.
We're not forcing, but fucking my idea is right, your idea is wrong. Okay, what else do you got?
Think before you speak would be my, sorry, I thought I got rid of these ones already. Okay, let's do this one. I haven't seen this one. Okay.
I've been single more years than I can remember, really. Maybe they find me attractive as a guy, but not as a woman.
Hello, sir.
Merlin, how are you?
Very well. You know my name. What's yours?
Yeah.
Paul. Very nice to meet you, Paul.
Paul, Pauline, whatever.
First tip to being a woman: walk like you don't have balls.
Maybe introduce yourself as Colleen before Paul. Hi, my name's Steve. I meant Jess.
You don't do any real ales, do you? It's all lagers and stuff.
I've got a draft sort of ale. The bitter and twisted is quite nice, actually.
Yeah, go on then.
Cool.
I think people, until they talk to me, they actually don't realise that I'm actually just an ordinary down-to-earth guy. I love beer. That's one of my main vices, I would say, because I don't smoke, I don't get any sex.
You looking for a guy or a girl today, Bob?
No, girl, definitely a girl. The first thing is people will think, well, he's gay.
So there's a certain amount of being quite thick-skinned around it, then?
Rhino skinned, yeah, that's me. Because it takes balls to do it, doesn't it? I've got two of those.
Have you ever gone on a date dressed up as a lady?
No. This would be my first date dressed as a woman. What have I let myself in for?
Why? No wonder it keeps coming up for you.
Why?
Well, as you like to say, that's an AGP.
Yeah. So in order to go on a date with him, you would have to consent to being a part of his kink.
And you have to be a woman who wants to go out with a man who looks like a woman.
That's kind of, I don't want to say the R word. It's kind of
Entrapment-y?
Yeah. Like, I don't even know you yet. We have just met. I'm about to sit down to have dinner with you on our first date with your kink.
You and your kinks.
But you bring in the kink after.
I think it's just startling to, like, come out on a first date like that.
Yeah, it's kind of,
alarming.
Concerning. Yeah.
Call the cops concerning. And in honor of Pride Month, let's listen to some trans people.
Welcome back to Listen to Trans People, where that's all we do. There is a vagina in your balls. Specifically, we have a vagina in our balls. My balls hurt. My fucking balls are dead.
What?
I was just reading post-surgery report and learned something specific about anatomy that I really wish I'd known earlier. Specifically, we have vaginas in our balls. No, part of one anyways. No trans folks, TERFs, or gender essentialists could be reached for the comment.
They're called gonads. Testicles. They're not vaginas. Unless you want to call it like a lumpy outie.
Vagina in our balls. My balls hurt. My fucking balls are dead. My balls hurt when I tuck. Why? Whenever I sit down and either have my legs...
Whenever you look up vagina in balls, you find Benoit balls. If you don't know what Benoit balls are, they're kind of these like metal, maybe plastic balls that go up your hoo-hoo, and they're supposed to make it tighter. That's not the same as what they're saying.
That would be a ball in your vagina, not a vagina in your ball.
You even find like a medical institution talking about like pelvic rehabilitation using it. All of this is
Benoit balls.
My legs together or across them, my balls start to hurt. This means I have to sit with my legs apart, which sort of defeats the point of trying to be feminine. First world trans girl problems. You're walking along all happy when suddenly one of your balls decides to free itself from your panties.
I hate when that happens. Don't you?
One time I was making slime and I had a gay roommate and he had like condoms in his room. So I filled a condom with slime and I put it in my pants and I was like, oh my God, I'm a guy. And then it bursted. And I feel like that's the most comparable situation I can have to this. Just shorts with slime oozing down them.
When I'm stealth in public and suddenly my balls itch. Why? The urge not to scratch them is like the most intense thing ever. I got 99 problems and this is 2 of them. Tips for crossing legs? I have a really hard time crossing my legs because it ends up just crushing my balls. I'd love to be able to get into the habit of sitting more ladylike. Tips for shaving balls? Shaving my balls. Hey, so I've shaved my balls. There's just some stubble that's irritating when I walk. Any advice? Wish I could close my legs safely without crushing my balls. Having a ball sack during the summer is absolute hell. The thing gets sweaty and loose and then it sticks to my crotch and penis. Can't sleep.
What the fuck? Oh, being a man is so hard, I guess. You never heard of baby powder, you idiots? balls.
Oh my God. You're making me laugh.
Oh no, everything's sticking down there. Talcum powder, try it out.
Didn't Blair say you could push those things inside of you?
But I imagine the scrotum's the problem.
I don't know. They weren't specific.
They just kind of like talking about their balls, it seems like.
I just can't sleep because I can feel my balls. I don't know what to do.
What? Are you super high?
I can't sleep. I can feel my labias.
I feel like that, like you took some drugs and then you lay down and you're like, man, I can feel my ears. Someone else.
Feel my balls.
I think that's a good thing.
You'd think it would be, because at least you know they're there.
I imagine that they may not have much feeling though, because they don't really have muscle.
I don't know. I've never had them.
I
Have
don't
you?
know. It's a really interesting question though. Well, they hurt when you kick them, but there's no muscle control, so you can't like sway them side to side. Well, if you can't like flex your balls, can you?
Well, if you kicked my boob, it would hurt. But there's no muscle in my boob.
Yeah, fair enough. But I'm saying that like you can't like control those things. They kind of have like swing, swing, swing. Just that's why we have bras, and that's why they have athletic cups and stuff to keep everything like
Compact.
together. What are you wearing as a woman that your balls are slapping between your legs?
Nothing fitting.
No underwear.
Why would you do that?
Or boxers under a dress.
If you want to be a woman, wouldn't you want to make sure you didn't feel any of that stuff hanging and dangling?
But that's not even briefs. That's boxers. If you like,
I know.
At the very most covered, it's boxers.
Yeah.
Yeah. 35, the one where I have to say balls a lot.
Oh my God.
That was hilarious. Shout out to that woman, Mary Kate Delvey.
What's she got here?
I'm Mary Kate. Welcome back to Listen to Trans People, where that's all we do. Okay, let me explain something to you. To this day, the most accurate portrayal of my own transgender psychosis I've ever seen was in Silence of the Lambs, when Buffalo Bill copes with being denied access to medical transitioning by skinning women alive and making a woman's suit out of their flesh. That's how badly he wants to be seen as a woman. His core was so wounded by being a trans woman in the Deep South that he became a serial murderer. And I have never related to a fictional character more. As a teenager,
You know, as a gay man, Jeffrey Dahmer's an icon.
You know, as a lesbian, Eileen Wuornos is my shit.
I have a little shrine dedicated to her. Oh my God.
As a teenager, I would compulsively draw dismembered female bodies. I was obsessed with the female form, desperately recreating it over and over, imagining myself living inside that skin. And then my shame would lead me to ritualistically dismember that body on the page, piece by piece, with me still inside it. It was a binge and purge ritual, shamefully embracing my transgender feelings. Those transgender feelings were born already drenched in shame, so when they started to come out, they naturally had a sickly fetishistic vibe to them. It literally took decades for my transgender feelings to not manifest in genuinely dangerous ways. I want you all to really understand this. Thanks for listening to Trans People.
That's horrifying.
It's always something, isn't it?
And they want us to think they're all just fine and good people.
Hey, even lesbians murder.
I agree, but like, holy crap, dude. I've never been like, I went to the woods and I found all the female animals and I shot them because I couldn't maintain how badly I needed to touch a woman. I dropped my vape. Does that sound sane to you?
Yes.
I'm gonna go to the woods and find every female animal. I'm gonna hang and shoot them. I'm gonna trap them and then I'm gonna torture them, cutting them off toe by toe, limb by limb. Just toe by toe. Not the toe. I'm gonna cut off their ear and make them eat it, and then I'm gonna feel like, oh, I feel like a woman. Let's go, girls.
Man.
This is terrifying. I'm so scared. We make jokes to cope with the scary.
Because it is very
That's fucking
scary.
terrifying.
It's very scary. Like and subscribe.
Help us. We're scared.